Morning, everyone. Sorry, but I can't speak even one word of Chinese, so that will be all in English, and I hope that I will speak slowly so that our friends, the translators, have time to translate correctly. How can I change the slide here? This stuff? Okay. So the topic today is about how a strong and empowered engineering function in your company can drastically revolutionize your whole supply chain from end to end. Mondelēz is a global company. If you look at the last 3 years, we have been struggling with the global economy slowdown, which means that our growth has not been as expected, but we wanted to deliver our operating income, a bottom line. And thanks to the whole supply chain transformation, what we called supply chain reinvention, we have been able to deliver, we will see that, 3.7% net productivity last year, which has represented 80% of our bottom line and our operating income. So this is drastic. So let's start. This is the agenda for today. First, I will give you a quick snapshot about Mondelēz. Then I will present you what we call our supply chain reinvention, which is a program we have started in 2012. What benefits do you have if you transform your engineering function into a global discipline? And our 5 priorities and, let's say, compelling business needs. So you may know Mondelēz. Actually, Stephen Mahe was presenting on the first day. He's our president for China. China is an important country, important business for Mondelēz. Our ambition is to create delicious moments of joy. So those are some brands. Actually, some of them are present in China. Oreo, for instance. In gum, I think you have tried. And we have launched recently a breakfast product, which is called Belvita. As you can see, 40% is about biscuit, 30% about chocolate, 16% of our revenues are around gum and candy. We do also some powdered beverages, brands like Tang, for instance. And we have cheese and grocery. And the most famous is Philadelphia cheese. In terms of geographies, 25% only in North America. That's an American company. The headquarters are in Chicago. But you can see that Europe is 34%, Asia Pacific 16%, and it's growing and growing. Actually, Asia Pacific and EMEA are the only 2 regions with a 2-digit growth in terms of volume and net revenues. And Latin America, 14%. So our company, in terms of revenues, this is based in 2015, we are #1 in the world for biscuits with those iconic brands. #1 in chocolate with brands like Milka, Cadbury, Toblerone. #1 in candy. And #2 in gum after our dear friends Wrigley. Now let's talk about supply chain reinvention. 3 years ago, when we have started this, we already saw the global economy slowing down. We knew that we had to make tremendous efforts to increase our growth and net productivity. So our compelling business needs 3 years ago that we defined were, we want to achieve $3 billion gross productivity, cost savings, $1 billion per year. We want to have that 50% of this transformed in net productivity, which is $500 million per year, and $1 billion cash flow. Actually, in 2015, we have overachieved those 3 objectives. And we will see that. And engineering, among other supply chain functions, has been a key enabler to allow this transformation. Among the priorities we had to achieve this, it was a real step change in our leadership teams in all the supply chain, including engineering. Actually, my role has been created from scratch. There was no VP engineering role in Mondelēz 3 years ago. It has been started to elevate the engineering function within the company and to really create an empowered and strong engineering function in Mondelēz. The second one is around innovation. We have done a presentation in Knoxville last week, was it? Yes. With a lot of supply chain stakeholders around the world, and it was about platforming, how to apply the platform management concept to FMCGs. You know that the platforming is used, or standardization, let's say, it is used for years and years, for instance, in the automotive industry. They have standardized that a lot. We can do the same, and we have done the same in the food and beverage. And this concept is extremely powerful. Standardization allows you to quickly roll out some lines or new factories around the world, and I will show you some examples. Consumer and customer-driven supply chain drives productivity. We will see that 3.7% last year, net productivity. And of course, all this, and this is our first priority, is always around safety. Safety of our consumers and safety of our people and personnel. So, we had this ambition. Now, it was quite complex because Mondelēz is the sum of the different acquisitions which took place along the years. Jacobs, that was coffee, Milka was chocolate, Nabisco for biscuits, Lu for biscuit, which was a Danone company. Actually, I worked for Danone before Mondelēz for 5 years. And Cadbury Chocolate, UK company. So a lot of SKUs, a lot of recipes, formulas, a very fragmented supplier base, and a lot of small factories all around the world with low efficiency and assets which were not used as they should be, with a very low level of utilization. So just an idea when I started to do that, working very closely with R&D. Creativity, and that's all about engineers, whether they work in engineering or whether they work in R&D, is coming up with the idea. Innovation is when you start to implement the idea. And creation is when you are able to unleash the passion and the dreams of all your teams to do the extraordinary. And this is what we have succeeded to accomplish in the last 3 years in Mondelēz. Now, what are the advantages of having a global function? First, what does global engineering mean? When I arrived in Mondelēz, there still have approximately 800 engineers all around the company. But they were all isolated. So we had engineers in factories working on their own. Then we had some regional engineers, but working in a silo. And then we had a kind of central team, also very isolated from the rest. So they were not communicating between them. Every engineer was reinventing the wheel in its factory. There were no standardization. Every line was different. Every equipment was different. And there was absolutely no consistency. So what I have done is, in July 2014, is to create a single engineering community. So now, since that date, all the engineers in Mondelēz are directly or indirectly reporting to the central team and to me. Having this single community allows you to have no more silos. It allows you to have those engineers having the sense of being part of one single family, and this is very important. And this fosters a lot about communication and exchange of experience and feedback. With HR, I have worked also a lot so I have an HR dedicated resource, just managing all the engineering workforce. We offer them a consistent and global career path, which is very important. For an engineer working in China or working in Mexico, He knows that, you know, if he can reach such step and such skills, he will be able to become a principal engineer in Europe, and then he will be able to go to the US and escalating the scale within the function. So a lot of consistency in managing your talents. The last 2 points, I would say, are the 2 key enablers for our net productivity. The first one is around standardization, as I said. So I have a global team for each category, and they are developing those platforms that I say, for each, for gum, for candy, for biscuit, for chocolate. And those technical standards are developed not only by a global team, they are developed locally and globally. So there is a lot of interaction with the engineers on the shop floor. You know, it's key when you develop a new technology that you receive feedback from the end users. So we do a lot of design reviews with the operators of the line on the shop floor during 3 or 4 days to receive their feedback. Is the equipment easy to use? Is the equipment easy to maintain? Is the equipment easy to clean? Because this is key, especially when you want to implement a Lean Six Sigma approach in your company, and that's what we have done also. So standardization, having a global team, it allows you to create easily your standards. It helps you to create standards which are co-created, which means a better buy-in from the team. And also it allows you a faster rollout. So what we do is once we have developed a new technology, a new standard, we test it in a pilot factory, industrial scale, with real production. And once the technology is qualified, then we decide to roll it out either in a region or around the globe. And we establish what we call a speed team with a speed team leader. And we are able now to roll out a new technology in less than 18 months in all the countries around the world. So standardization is key. What we have created also is what we call GTOs, RTOs, which is Global Technology Owner and Regional Technology Owner. And thanks to this network, we create this community and speed teams around standardization. The second pillar, pillar for success is project execution excellence. Mondelēz, we are investing approximately $1.5 billion every year, which is 5% of our net revenues. It's huge. It's thousands and thousands of projects around the world. Small projects, you know, $10,000, up to very large greenfield. Actually, the bigger project we executed, I will show you a video, is in Salinas, Mexico. That investment was $400 million just for a single factory. So you need to have excellent project management teams. So what we have been developing is a lot of tools, methodologies, concepts, trainings around project management in order to improve safety, time to market, budget, and time to market in our business, fast moving, is key. So this has been also done, and now we are, you know, it has been very fruitful, and we have improved drastically the way we execute our projects. So this may be a little bit complex. I'm sorry, this has been prepared by some engineers, so they like what is a little bit complicated. But those are our compelling business needs for the next 3 years now, because we have reset our program. It's around 3 pillars. The first on the top is project execution excellence. We want 90%, that's a composite index, of all the projects in the company to be safe, on time, in budget, and with the expected performance. So we have a dashboard, and we are measuring that for all projects locally, regionally, globally. Organizational efficiency. We want to have the right engineers with the right skills at the right place at the right time. And this is not an easy task, because as you may know, in your factories, the workload, you know, have peaks and valleys, and you need to manage that. So all our engineers are mobile within a cluster of factories, or within a region, or globally, for some of them. So we want 100% of our projects to be staffed once what we call the AR, which is the investment approval, takes place. and it's not easy neither. The last one here, but not least, is what we call Great Place to Work. So every year we organize what we call Unleashment Survey to all our employees, and we want this Unleashment Survey index to be 85%, which is challenging. Last year we were at around 70 for engineering function. So those are the three pillars, and as a result of that, because you will have a better design, because you will buy better with better suppliers, you will decrease your capex per ton index, so you will decrease your absolute capex needed for your company. So our goal is to have our capex per net revenue ratio less than 4%. As I told you, this year it was 5.1. So this is around 5 priorities, as I said. Talent and capabilities, standardization, which we call manufacturing platforms, network redesign. So this is about, I will show you, what we call line of the future. So our engineers have developed a very breakthrough design technologies for biscuit, for gum, and all this, we call that the line of the future. So we have line of the future generation 1.
我们都把它视为未来线，这是我们有1代有2代，这些都是现在市场上还没有的一些最新的技术。这些技术呢，我们都是拥有知识产权的。乃至于生产率方面，我们希望能够确保我们那个增长速度呢3.5%以上，而且安全性和可持续发展方面呢都能够提高。我们有一个说法叫 unleashment， 这是我们所提到的一个调查报告。什么意思呢？就是我们就是要让那些勇敢的行动能够实现，让它没有这种障碍，那就是让你的团队，尤其你的工程师更加得到赋权。我不知道中国怎么样，在西欧啊，在美国呢，工程师 FMCG 的工程师啊，他们之所以在这边工作，他们不得不到这边，有的时候他们觉得挺累的啊。因为他们总是会看到各种各样的一些问题。我的目标啊，大家的目标就是让这个功能进一步上升，然后展示出一点，那就是工程师可以给公司带来非常多的附加值，既可以通过创新来影响你的这个利润，也能够影响你的收入。我们易资国际里面大概70%的员工啊，都是在供应链里面，7万多人都在供应链里面。我们和外部的一些指标对标的话呢，我们要高出18%。尤其是在涉及到供应链，这是我们一个第2个大目标呢，就是要进行一个标准化，这是我现在要谈的一个问题了。3年前啊，我和我的团队一起做了一些想象，来自于迪士尼的一个想法啊。迪士尼在他们要开始一个新的东西之前，他们做的叫幻想工程，他们要先幻想。所以3年前，我们也幻想了。我们假定我们可以打造一套奥利奥的生产线，它可以花的钱能够减少30%啊。我们在这个 OPEX 的省的钱方面，运营成本方面可以大概再能够省1000万美元，所以又能够给我们的利润呢带来500个基点以上。我们要在7天里面把原有的这个模块呢进行一个调试和调整。6个月里面，我们可以把这个项目呢，就可以把它整个替换掉。这就有点像做积木、乐高积木一样啊，一块一块、一个一个模块来做的。这是我们传统的这奥利奥的生产线，你们可以看到很长的200多米长。现在新的奥利奥线断了，我们在苏州，在中国的苏州做的这个，同时在墨西哥也做了这个，也在捷克也做了一个，就把奥利奥的这个生产线缩短了。那就是 你在这边产生的一个总量呢，产量翻了3倍，比传统的奥利奥生产线产量还翻了3倍，大概也就是1年5吨的一个产量，这是我们现在能够实现的一条生产线。那么我们这平台是如何来运营的呢？概念很简单，把你首先第一个最好的做法把它记下来，把你整个网络里面大家所做的最好的技术在这个BU 里面你最合适这样的技术，那么把这些先记下来，然后呢你就开发出一整套这种模块式的设计，然后你和我们的其他的一些核心的供应商一块儿来开发出一些突破性的流程，然后再找到那些低成本的供应商。我们现在越来越多在亚太地区寻找一些新的供应商，这对我们来说呢，减少这个 capex 资本支出成本来说很重要。然后我们将一个试点线装在一个工厂里面了。我们一般先是在实验室里面做一个概念验证，然后呢，你必须把它放在真实的状况里面去测试一下，不然的话，你的这些标准是不能够得到验证了。一旦这个试点项目成功，你很快可以在全世界的工厂里面加以实施。这是墨西哥 Salinas 的奥利奥厂，应该有点音乐啊，奥利奥厂。
Okay.
好。
So actually, we have installed exactly the same line in Suzhou.
苏州的那个奥利奥工厂里面上的这根线是一样的，离上海不远，去年开始上线的。第3大重点就是简化，这是我们在每吨的这个资本开支方面的一个成本节省，减了30%，所以这个资本开支量减少了。而且现在是比北美的一般的那些生产方面的一个产量总量涨了200%到300%而且在这个一些其他的一些商品，就是口香糖方面呢，减少了20%左右的成本。我们经常是和我们的业务伙伴跟市场伙伴呢进行交流，教育他们，并且跟他们解释。对于我们这些公司来说 ，SKU 是特别重要的。我们已经去年呢减少了15%，而且我们也希望能够进一步。每年接下来3年里面，每年都要再减少15%左右的资本开支，尤其在包装方面。如果你这个包装的这条生产线太复杂的话，这条线路会很长。这个你知道，这包装生产线的这个长度涉及到50%左右的我们的一个成本开支。我们这个包装的这个成本这个组合它越简单，那么越省。大家也都很关注这个客户服务和物流这一块，也特别重要，从而能够实现端到端的高的那个生产效率。这是我的一个工程团队在过去3年里面他们所做的事情。我们3年里面 就是在供应链的重塑方面投资了15亿美元。这我们就是经常说这个brownfield， 就是褐地的一些开发，就是改造的。改造了5条生产线，一个整个的大的项目。墨西哥的 Salinas 的这个工厂是非常长的，大概1.6公里长，300米宽这样的一个工厂，是我们18个月的时间里面就让第一条生产线开始工作了，所以这个1年半的时间非常不容易。就是在北美12条生产线，在就是欧洲的话，就是15条全新的生产线，然后3个褐地，然后在亚太地区呢，2个褐地项目，一个是绿地项目，然后7条新的生产线。我们不仅在中国，在广州有新的项目，在巧克力方面呢，在苏州有新的生产线。墨西哥的 Salinas 1.6公里长，300米宽这样的一个工厂，我们未来还可能再加2个这样的工厂。18个月的时间里面设计并且建设好的，它比较接近加州的蒙特雷那个地方，它的这个基础设施因为在墨西哥不是太发达，但是我们也挺不容易的，日夜交织的来实现了这样的一个工程的结果，最后是很成功的。这个工厂现在为拉丁美洲在生产，也在为北美在生产。还有一个我忘了说到，就是未来生产线的一个标准设计的话，我们就是全球效率将就是从70%上升到87%，全球就是标准效率。你就想这个生产效率能够上升到那么再增长那么高的话，对你的这个运营成本那肯定是进一步降低的。我们有一般传统的就是奥利奥生产线原来要30个员工，现在只要10个员工就可以了。还有就是跑冒滴漏，原来是10%，现在大概只要就是损失的这一部分的量呢3%只要，所以这些都是非常能说明问题的，效率很高。这个是一个褐地项目，把原来一个当地巴西的一个很大的这个巧克力工厂进行了改建。在右手是我的老板，他是我们公司的高级副总裁。这是80的一个新的工厂的开业仪式，明年的第1季度正式开始运营，将是对我们来说特别重要的、特别大的一个工厂。这是靠近印度的车奈地区的一个工厂，基本上是在一个农村田野里的。我们建了大概1.2公里长的这样的一个新工厂，绿地项目，花了2年的时间建起来的，主要是用巧克力。这个下个礼拜1开始就是它的一个正式开业典礼。这是我们在苏州，这是一个新的标准的奥利奥的这一个生产线，然后这是在捷克共和国的 Opava 的一个巧克力标准生产线，波兰的一个工厂，生产巧克力也生产口香糖，以口香糖作为基础。英国的生产线，你本来以为我一定只是在发展中国家低成本的这些地方进行投资，其实不一定的。英国的 Bonville 历史上是 Capering 这家公司，大家知不知道的历史上的一个总部，它其实很有意思，在19世纪成立的。 那个工厂本身建了，就100多年以前了。他们有很漂亮的，就是吉百利对吧 ？Cadbury， 英国的这个吉百利的家族也就在那边，它那个很漂亮。我们将吉百利的这个工厂进行了一个重新改建，而且也用了一系列的这些新的技术，在这个老的厂房里面，在它的博物馆边上。那么我们考虑到它有非常深厚的一个历史底蕴，对我们来说，虽然是比较花钱的留有这些历史底蕴的那些内容，但是我们觉得是值得的。
It's around, let's say, 3 pillars. So, and as you can see in the middle, engineering is a key enabler, but it's about integrated Lean Six Sigma. This journey about Lean Six Sigma, we have started that almost 3 years ago also. We have now 60 factories embarked in the journey among 140. It's about engineering and procurement transformation, and it's about simplification, as I say. If you take Lean Six Sigma, 62 sites actually, we have reduced by 75% our safety incidents thanks to this journey. We have 2,000 plus green belt and black belt in our company, and we have 12,000 colleagues trained in Lean Six Sigma methodology. So here, when you talk about Lean Six Sigma, engineering has also a key role to play. Because when we design equipment, when we design a standard, the equipment needs to be what we call AM, PM ready. So AM 4, PM 3. AM is autonomous maintenance and PM is preventative maintenance. So and this is a strong message to our suppliers too. And actually we have organized some, let's say, trainings for our suppliers, with all our key suppliers, in our factories on a real line. We spent 3 days with them, with the operators. They dismantle the line, they clean the line with us, so that they understand, what we call the hard-to-reach points, or the hard-to-clean points, so that they can improve their design. Because if you don't have AM, PM ready equipment, your Lean Six Sigma journey can't be successful. You will continue to spend a lot of money in maintenance, you will continue to have a lot of losses. So that's why we need to work in strong partnership to design equipment which will allow to be Six Sigma. Procurement, so this is about procurement in general, but we have created what we call towers. We have 12 spent towers in the company. We have adopted for 2 years now a ZBB approach in all the companies, so zero-based budgeting, which has allowed us to drastically reduce our cost in all the 12 towers. So that's for cocoa, so all the rolls and packs, and including travels, phone costs, everything has been completely reconsidered. And the productivity generated by this is just huge. It's hundreds of millions of dollars per year. Simplification, as I said, just last year we have succeeded to reduce by 3,000 SKUs, which is huge. Well, we have a huge portfolio because we have a lot of categories, but 3,000 SKU is just great. And the champion for that has been Europe, especially in biscuit. In Europe, with the acquisition of Lou, we had so many different brands, small brands, local brands, so many different SKUs, and they have done a very strong effort. But, and we engineers, we are pushing them. As I said, we are pushing the business, educating the business, so that they understand that, increasing SKU is just not the recipe for success. It's just the contrary. And we have applied the European learnings to the other regions to create really high-scale platforms. This is the net productivity evolution of Mondelēz in the last 5 years. So we started in 2011 with 1.1%, very bad. For us, and actually the benchmark is 3% among FMCGs. So we decided we want to be above 3% in less than 3 years. So we achieved that almost in 2014, but last year we were even 3.7, and this year we will be around 3.8, which is far above the benchmark. And this is thanks to all what I've said before, standardization, completely reinventing your supply chain, reconsidering your whole manufacturing footprint, having best-in-class lines and factories with very high performance, which allows you to have this such high productivity. This is my last slide, and it's good because I would like to have time for Q&A. This is about sustainability and safety, where engineering also has a key role to play. So we are involved on sustainability. I have someone in my team leading sustainability for the whole supply chain. And it's, so we have defined a very ambitious 2020 targets, which has been communicated externally by our CEO 1 year ago. And it's about reducing by 20% our CO2 emissions globally. And to reduce by 20% our water consumption per ton of product produced. You know, water is a very important topic. We have established a map with all our factories around the world, and combined with the water scarcity. And it's just very scaring. You know, in 10, 20 years from now, water will be at a far higher price than it is today. And in some of our sites, there won't be enough water for us to produce. So that's why water scarcity is a key topic to consider. And my engineers are really working when designing equipment with our suppliers on both reducing the energy consumption and reducing the water consumption. As far as energy is concerned, we have partnered with a French company called Schneider Electric, and we have rolled out a system called EMS, which is Energy Monitoring System. We have started to roll this out 1 year ago, and this allows, with a very low investment, to measure in your factory with some sensors where you spend, let's say, the 80% of your energy on your line. This is then, all the data goes into a cloud, and then you can have some regional and global consolidated data, which is very helpful, you know, to do internal benchmark, so the factory can compare each other, and also to improve your energy consumption. And this is quite successful, and actually I implemented that when I was in Danone before Mondelēz, and it has been also very successful. So energy monitoring, water consumption reduction, and in terms of safety, you can see here the curve. We started very badly, again, 5 years ago. We were almost at 1.8 total incident rate. And last year, we have succeeded to be below 0.5. We were at 0.36, which is really world-class. And again, this has been a long journey. As you know, safety needs to start by the top of the company. You need to lead by example on safety, and it's really to educate every individual in the company that you can achieve such a result. And of course, we have worked with external consultants to help us. So this journey on safety, we will now do the same on sustainability. Because of our 2020 ambition, we absolutely need to drastically step change the way that, our people in our factories are considering sustainability. And you know, there is a lot of motivation. People they want to protect their planet. So it's something which is very appealing. So we are developing a program now, which is around communication and around creating some programs, some initiatives. We will launch a kind of award, a sustainability award, where every people in every factory can send a small video or a PowerPoint explaining what they have done, you know, on their line, what ideas they have to reduce energy or to reduce water. And this, I'm sure, will help us to achieve our ambitious 2020 targets. That was my last slide, and we have 5 minutes for questions and answers, if there is. Yes? Can we have a mic? Yeah, it's coming.
Thank you, Laurent, for sharing your engineering strategy. I have one question for your network transformation. All this project is funded by your platform by standardization or really triggered by the capacity increase?
Well, actually, in terms of volume, we have been steady. The last 3 years, our volumes have not increased. So all the supply chain reinvention is about closing, let's say, small, undersized factories, or to streamline some existing factories and to build those new big ones. So we have closed, actually, it's something which is public, but we have closed 30 factories in the last 3 years, which were not efficient. And we have replaced this capacity by those large ones.
Okay, one more is linked with the platform management. I think it's spot on, it's the right way to help the speed of the market. How do you handle the, like the new technology versus your legacy system? Even you do the supply chain innovation, you cannot get rid of all the old legacy system, right? How do you handle the...
You mean the old lines?
Yeah, old lines.
Yeah, so what we have done is we have launched a program, we call that Advantage Asset. So we have defined 5 KPIs, which is around global efficiency, losses, energy consumption, safety. And every line around the world has been, went through this checklist. So if we think that this line could be transformed and reach those KPIs, we invest a little bit of money, and this line become an advantage asset. So it's like a line of the future, but it's an existing line. All the other lines, we will get rid of them. So we have the ambition that in 3 years from now, 80% of our power brand volume will be produced on advantage asset. That's the key. Yeah.
Good, thank
you. Yeah. Any other question? Yes, there is another one there.
Hi, I'm Will Bonifant. I work for Hershey's. If you can, if it's not proprietary, can you comment any more or share any more about what the key technological breakthroughs were that led to this Oreo line to that Oreo line?
Other breakthrough?
Yeah, what enabled the reduction in people? What enabled the, it looked like the cooling tunnels were, or the ovens were gone?
For instance, yes. First, a larger line. So initially we had a 1.1 meter wide oven. Now we have a 1.7 meter oven. So you can imagine, I mean, far more cookies in the same line. We have, with our R&D colleagues, we have succeeded to reduce by 40% our baking time, which is also another key driver. And that's the key too. So the width of your line, the oven is key in the bakery. That's what's driving all the rest of your line. So this was the 2 drivers. Yes?
Hi. Sorry, you shared the great results and you show how you started, like set up the right team, in the right place. But I'm curious that you say the engineering would be able to challenge or convince the sales and marketing by reducing the SKUs. Can you share one of the great examples and how do you keep out the motivations? Because usually the engineering team is always challenged by the management if they don't provide the value. And I was going to ask you about the management, but maybe you can just comment from the first questions here. Yeah.
So how we have challenged our business partners. Well, it has not been very easy, but I went through our MLT, so our executive committee, and we have asked them to audit 25 projects that we had realized the last 5 years. And this audit was to compare the AR vision, or let's say the forecast of business, for instance, versus the actual business. And this has shown that in many times the business came with a complexity in SKUs that was not justified. And if you look 2 years after, with the real figures of what you have sold, you can see the SKU which were winning ones, and it's only 30% of the initial portfolio. So this has been kind of earthquake in the company, especially with our marketing guys. But you need to look at your reality. you know, sometimes you need to be more realistic. And another thing also that we told them is we have brought them into factories. Many times our marketing or business guys, they have never seen a factory. So we bring them into a factory, we show them how it runs, we show them all the packaging lines and legs, and we show them, we explain them, you know, you want this family pack, or you want this by 6, by 12, by 18. This will be on the shop floor. You know, because of your decision, that's what we will need to install, and that's what will cost to the company in terms of capex. It's just to make them more sensitive. Any more question? Oh, time up. Okay.
因为时间关系。